NBA 2K18 tutorial number 61. Today I'm going to give you guys some tips on freelances. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at how to attack with both pick and rolls and pick and fades via freelance offense. By that I mean no playset. So we're just going to do this out of the freelance of our choice. And also we will be focusing on what type of bigs are best for the pace motion cuts freelance. So this is a pick and roll, pick and fade tutorial on pace motion cuts with specific kind of bigs. We will be using both stretch picks, so power forwards and center that can shoot freeze, and also dominant post up bigs, so non-shooting bigs that can roll, catch, and post up themselves. But do consider this as my last tutorial on pace, because we will be moving to a new freelance soon next week, so this is the last one on pace motion cuts. So first things first, I'm going to show you guys how to use a stretch 5 in pace motion. So this will be any player you can use as the center with an 80 plus 3-point rating. So even an undersized power forward would do, but I suggest use that as your probably bench unit rotation, not so much a starter unit. The stretch 5 of my choice here is Bob Love. He's only actually a 6'8 power forward, small forward hybrid, but he's got a really good mid-range and he's got a 80 plus free ball. I like to use him as my stretch 5 in bench heavy units. So this is my bench rotation and I do this with my bench. So take a look at it here. The lineup I have got on is JoJo White, Ron Artest, Chris Middleton, obviously Bob Love, and Isaiah Ryder. So I got 5 shooters on with Bob Love as the center. This is my bench unit. And I will be running a lot of pace motion cuts, pick and fade with the wing. So you can see I'm calling the pick and fade with the shooting guard here between Isaiah Ryder and JoJo. And you see as this pick and fade develops, it goes into complete 5-out spacing with everybody outside. I decided to drive JoJo inside out of this isolation kind of 5-out set, and I get Artest a wide open corner free. That's a swish bomb out of pick and fade, and all this is made possible because my center, Bob Love, can shoot free balls. So here's another pace motion cuts pick and fade with the shooting guard, this time Middleton. You see the center is on the outside, every player is on the outside, including the ball handler, who I've decided to attack the defender's hip, go in, everything is spread out, only one guy in, 4 guys out. So a very classic kind of 5-out offense that you can also do in pace motion. So this is similar to Warriors motion cuts, but it's also available in pace motion cuts, so that's good news. I always ask for a screen from a wing player, so a shooting guard or a small forward for the fade with a shooting center, and you're going to get the spread out spacing that is very good for the offense. So the next thing I want to focus on is how to use a stretch 4 and a dominant 5 in pace motion cuts. So to do this, you're going to need a 5-man who can roll and post up on its own, so isolation post. The player of my choice here is a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, so obviously a big man who cannot shoot the free ball, but who is a very good roller, good hands, huge size, and a very good isolation post-up player because he is the highest scorer of all time. So when it's like this kind of lineup with stretch 4, so Bob Love is a power forward, now he's a stretch 4. I like to just do straight up pace pick and roll. So this is very classic 2K, something that comes down to your stick skills and anticipation and recognition. Just a classic middle pick and roll with very clear spacing. Just read and react and do a good pass, and you usually will be pretty efficient at this. It won't work every time, but it will work a lot of the time. Just one pro tip: as you hit the screen and you turn the corner like this, watch me slow down with Hamilton to find a pass in it. You see, I kind of stand up there and I'm no longer in turbo. That's me looking for a pass. That's how you want to do it. Turn the corner. Once you get to the free throw line extended, slow down and you'll find something. And obviously, if the first pick and roll don't work, just go back-to-back pick and rolls, because by the time you're running this, you don't really have time to call another set. So you can go back-to-back pick and roll to see how the defense breaks up, and they do here because I forced a little bit of a switch and I got an easy roll. And sometimes, if you run back-to-back pick and rolls or you run pick and rolls and you get a switch, you can just attack via ISO post. So you see here, the first one didn't work. I run it again, and I was able to force a switch against the all-time Cavs. So I know that right away, so I'm just going to go ISO post. I mean, that's Kareem on Kyrie, so that skyhook is going in, and you know it. That's beautiful skyhook by Kareem. So same thing again. So even sometimes, if you don't get a mismatch, or if you get a mismatch like in this case against out of the first pick and roll, just go right away. Don't delay, call that quick post up. Don't run the roll, just kick the ball out, run a quick post up for Kareem or any center you like to do, and just try to draw a double team, try to finish it up. And like I said, sometimes I don't necessarily aim to force a switch. I just kind of run a pick and roll to get him in a good position, tell him to come back out, and then he's in the elbow area. See, he goes in for the pick, it didn't really work, so I'm just going to catch it and just go to the elbow and hit them with the spin move that I taught you guys from tutorial 20. That's why you want a roller who can also ISO post. And another good thing you can do out of pace with your big man who can roll is wing pick and rolls, like I've showed you guys time and time again. But don't forget to run this. Don't just run middle pick and fades, middle pick and roll. Also try to sneak in wing pick and rolls here and there with your ideal roller. So in my case, it's Kareem. Always goes baseline, always finish it up, because reverse layups are OP and nice and easy to do. And at the same time, same thing, right? Like sometimes you can just run a pace pick and roll, and if you don't have a reverse, you don't have a roll, just rotate the ball back around and go ISO post again. That's why it's really important for your 5-man to not just be a roller. If you can choose, have a roller that can post so you can hit down with that spin move. And probably one of the best things about being good in these pick and rolls and pick and fades in freelance is that if your set fails, like here I'm running the quick loop katana set and it failed. Like I got nothing out of this, no free, no reverse, so I just go straight into this middle pace pick and roll. That didn't work either, and then I go right into this wing pace pick and roll. So I'm running 3 things back to back to back, and eventually I found something before the shot clock wound down. I got a rebound out of a good shot, and I got an open look out of an offensive rebound. So that's what the goal is. If the set breaks, go to your freelance. And a CPU defense at times will likely hard hedge if you do really good with pick and rolls and pick and fades within the freelance. And when you see this, you have to be ready to slip, because this is an easy 2 point. So at this point of the game, I've done really good pick and rolls and pick and fades. So the defense is trying to adjust by doing hard hedge. You can see me just wait for it to see if the hard hedge comes, and it does. So you see me slow down there because I kind of expect it to come because I'm doing so well. So I'm just holding triangle to flush in ball bluff there, and I catch the slip, and I'm just gonna finish it up. So that's the key. When you're doing pretty well, sometimes you just want to slow down during your freelance pick and roll and pick and fade just to see what kind of hedge defense you're getting. Here you can see me, I'm slowing down again, and I can see this is definitely hard hedge defense. So I'm gonna tap R1 and hold L2, and this time instead of holding triangle, I'm gonna tap R1, hold L2, and do an RC slip. You can watch tutorial number 5 for that, and you can see it works all the time because of the pace spacing. The floor is spread out, the middle is always open. That's an easy 2 points. And another time I want to talk to you guys about is that attacking out of pace, you can also do it via transition and just out of random branches. Sometimes it's okay to go like just as fast as possible and just attack out of pace. Like no pick and rolls, no pick and fade, just go as quickly as you can and see what kind of branches come out of auto. Because you can see I'm trying to do substitutions here, but this middle branch came out because I'm waiting, and the freelance would do that for you. It would just trigger if you're standing still and waiting. So I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna take this, see what I get out of it, and I got an open free. So that's just out of randomness, but I'm, you know, following the branches that the game is giving me. And here on defense, I was able to get a turnover. So if you get a turnover, just push it up. Because in pace, they do have these transition circles. You see, that's from transition. That's not me calling it. That just came up because it's during transition out of a turnover, and I used it right away. If you see any of these branches come up, I do suggest you use it right away. Here, out of another turnover by the all-time Sixers, I'm going immediately up the court, and you can see they run very right and very nice lanes in pace motion, especially in transition. Here, out of a missed free throw, you can see us make it up court really quick. The wings are spread nicely. That's alley-oop time. I say a rider, throw it down. So that's beautiful pace transition that you can also use. And I want you to talk about you guys a bonus play in the Boston playbook. Quick 2 fist 71 is a 3-point play from a tutorial 12. Because I know a lot of you are using the Boston playbook. I just wanted to remind you that this play that I showed, I think this was the first money plays that I showed in the year. This one actually works even better now ever since I taught you guys that wing reverse tactic, because you can just go away from the double screens and use the baseline as a reverse. I've actually been doing this a lot lately with this play because I originally taught this as kind of like a 3-point play set with the double screen as a primary option and going baseline as the last option. But the way the baseline reverse has developed since I figured it out, I feel like you should do this as the primary option of this set. So since you have the Boston playbook anyway, since that's what I'm preaching you guys for you guys to use a lot lately, just don't forget about this play. And when you're using it now, don't forget to go baseline with it. So if you want it for Jaylen Brown, so call the play for Jaylen Brown and have him up there. And you're not going to go with Jaylen Brown. Whoever you call the play for is not going to be the one going baseline. It's the other guard. So in this case, Kyrie, I'm going to fake towards the pick and just go baseline. So same thing, I want this play for Kyrie, so I'm going to bring it up with Brown. The guy you call it for is not going to be the guy that gets the reverse, okay? So that's the aspect of the play you have to remember. But when you execute it well, you can just go baseline nice and easy. go away from the double pick, and that's easy reverses a lot of the time, because the double pick is it forces the hedge defense to guard it, because when user or computer defense see a double pick, they kind of panic and expect you to go to the double pick side, but you're gonna trick them and you're just gonna go baseline, which is wide open, nicely spread out, easy reverse, 2 points all day long. J.R. Smith, look how beautiful this is. That's kind of unfair and OP. So in conclusion, I just want you guys to make sure you find a balance between sets and freelance pick and rolls, because I've been showing you guys, a lot of sets lately and just how that happens and how that plays out. But I want you to never forget it's about freelance pick and rolls are used to help your bigs and handler get involved, and you should be calling them throughout the course of the game, maybe 40% at a time. But just don't be calling freelance all the time, because you need to call sets also. Sets I do 60% of the time because I use them to take advantage of either clear mismatches or to get wide open frees for shooter at spots I like. So find a balance between sets and freelance and see what you like to do, or see what the defense is offering and go with the right choice. And for those of you who need domination help, just add me on Twitter at SamFam20. Let me know you need help, leave a message, I'll DM you personally and see what I can do for you. Alright? As always, family, thanks for coming by. It's been a good weekend for me. It's Sunday over here, so I guess enjoy your weekend, whatever day it is over there. As always, thanks for coming. I'll see all of you next time.